let's get started. I want to welcome everybody. So just to preface things, there's a lot of new people coming in. We signed up a lot of new coaches last month. Last month was the biggest month that we've ever had in growth. So very exciting, a lot of momentum going on. But I just want to, first of all, introduce myself. My name is Dr. J.C. Dornick. I don't know if you have us in Brady Bunch view or the big view, but I'm the guy with the white hat and the blue shirt. And I'm an integrated presidential director. And I've been doing this for about 13 years, lost 80 pounds on this program 13 years ago. And I just got back from an amazing tour of the international expansion of this company in Asia. And I was in Hong Kong and Singapore, and I can't wait to tell all you guys about that. We might have to just have some sort of a hangout on international expansion, and I'll share that whole story because unbelievable what's going on in your company. So normally we have this group called Dream Catchers, and we meet on Sunday nights at around 8. I was kind of in transition and flying home, so we didn't have that. So we're having it tonight on a Tuesday. But Tuesday nights is not a time that we typically meet. You know, our cadence is typically Monday night leadership call. We have the training that goes on after Monday nights. I'll quickly go over that. And then Wednesday nights, we want to entice all of our clients to go into the client community Habits of Health call. And the reason why we have our Better Together on Thursday nights, and we still want to huddle as a client community and Better Together on Thursday nights, client community. But the reason why we really want to bring people to Wednesday nights is we're about to start having Wednesday nights be the training ground and guiding system for our clients for the new Habits of Health system, which is going to just completely turn this whole thing upside down. And you can, for all of you that are engaged in this, you're going to see your businesses triple and quadruple as a result of that, because you're officially going to be coaching people the way nobody else is coaching people. That life book is, anybody that goes through that life book is going to change their whole life. So that's the cadence. Monday nights we meet as coaches. We pretty much take care of all the training. Wednesday nights we have the Habits of Health. Thursday nights we have another fun community called Better Together that Lois has really maintained and run. But if you think about it, that's kind of it. That's all we really have in the realm of training and gatherings. Everything else, we have our social media groups, Better Together, Migrate Potential, Movers and Shapers. So we have a lot of vacant space now. What are we doing in that vacant space? We're having team huddles, and I want to be mindful of some people that have team huddles that they move to a different time. A lot of debriefing and stuff. So right now, I'm gonna tell you that we are gonna go till 9:10 tonight. So hopefully that works out for everybody, but I am recording it. And this is what I would have done on the Sunday night. This is part 2 of this boot camp idea, but it's different than past boot camps because we're not like teaching and training. We're really just kind of going along in an accountability sense. Everybody knows that we have our morning huddles. I'm going to do my best to start my rise ups again tomorrow. If I don't show up tomorrow, you're just going to have to know that I'll be there the next day. But I will. I'll be there tomorrow. I'm pretty motivated. So anyway, what we're doing here is we typically are going to debrief what we learned on the Monday night training. Not a lot to debrief on that. If you didn't get a chance to watch the Monday night training last night, you can go into Movers and Shapers under Files, and you can see that I recorded it and I posted it there. So it talked about the new app and things like that, and this new reality of how your clients are going to interface with their program and how that's going to affect you. So not a lot to debrief on that, but I'm going to open up just quickly. Does anybody have any questions before I go into tonight's focus for the boot camp? Anybody have any questions on what you learned Monday night as far as the app? Because I've been beta testing it for a while. If you have a question, just quickly unmute yourself and ask. If you're on here and you're saying, what app, that's because you just didn't hear about it. You're so new. There's a new Habits of Health system coming out, the new book, the life book, and the app, and it's just going to revolutionize everything. So any questions? Don't be afraid.
I have a question, JC. So I know I asked last night Dr. A said that he thought that the times, like I'm locked in to starting breakfast at 6:15.
Yeah, that's going to change. So
Oh, that is, okay.
yeah, that's another thing that needs to, remember, this is the first rendition and he wants you guys to have something to interact with. But what Deb's saying is if you started off by saying my first feelings at 6:30 a.m. like I do, the only challenge with that is what if that changes? What if you go earlier? What if you go later? So the test team said we would like to be able to go in and change the cadence of our 3 hours. We also requested that you can change it to 2.5 hours.
Perfect.
And as I was talking about with Lois, we will also want a little bit of a grace period in case we have our feeling too early or too late. All things, yeah. So that, there were about 15 of us that have been in that app for about a month and a half. So yeah, we noticed all that stuff. But keep giving me the feedback because Dr. A wants to make sure that this is right. Like for instance, as soon as I got to Hong Kong, it didn't work anymore. So, we didn't know that until I got over there. Okay.
Wait. Hold on. So the only thing that comes up on my app is water.
Okay.
I can't open anything. I can't get any badges. I can't set times. I can't put food.
Okay, so
nothing.
Everybody right now, I want you to all look at Paula's picture and just give her a hug right now.
So no, just tell me where I can go to get it fixed. Who do I got to contact so I can have them reset this? Right.
So I haven't heard of that yet, but what
I have. If she has the perfect weight, if you are got the perfect BMI, for some reason.
It won't even let me set my BMI.
Hey guys,
it won't let me set anything.
Can I just give you a quick little solution?
Yes.
Cancel it out, delete it, and then reboot it again, load it again. Okay. And if that doesn't work, then just
log out.
You have to delete the account. Just opening and deleting the app doesn't work.
No, you delete the account.
Your app. Go to your profile, delete your entire account, start from scratch.
Right.
Give yourself a higher weight. Don't put yourself in a normal range. And then it allows you to...
I didn't. I don't think I did. I know, I put that I wanted to lose weight. But all right. So where am I deleting? I'm sorry.
Profile.
Hey, Paula, I'll talk to you offline about that.
Not a problem.
Yep.
Not a problem. I get it.
Okay, so before I get started, I just want to give a quick little disclaimer. This has nothing to do with that. But there's a very big difference between, and I'm going to talk about this on my Rise Up tomorrow morning, and this might really ruffle some feathers, but that's good because you all need your feathers ruffled. I just want to remind everybody why we created Dreamcatchers. Dreamcatchers, it's not a support group. Dreamcatchers is not a support group, everybody. Dreamcatchers is an accountability group. It's a place where we are going to make a decision to move forward in a solution-focused, not problem-focused manner. It's not a place where we say things like, I'm having a bad day, I need some motivation. That's not what Dreamcatchers is for. It's also not a place, and I want to make sure that you understand that this is coming from my heart. We have this Dreamcatchers thread that you guys are all on. That is not a place for prayers and things like that. And I really hope that you understand where I'm coming from. Everybody needs support and love and inspiration and things like that. It's just not what Dreamcatchers is made for. And the reason why I want to make sure everybody understands this is because if we allow Dreamcatchers to turn into a support group, it's going to be highly dysfunctional, highly dysfunctional. So I want you to identify, there's a difference between a support group, and I'm sure some of you have support group threads and Facebook pages where someone can go when they're feeling down and everybody will pick them up. I love those things. I have stuff like that, but it's not Dreamcatchers. So I'm going to ask all of you to not look at this and say, JC says that we can't ask for prayers. That's not what I'm saying, right? I want everybody to have love and prayers. It's just not what Dreamcatchers is for. So when we created it, we created this environment where people could come and run together and run with accountability. That's it. That's the only thing it's for. If somebody needs support, there are support groups, but it is not Dreamcatchers. So I don't want to be the person when I see things happening there and everybody starts to react to it, because those are beautiful things. They're heart-driven, beautiful things, but it is not what Dreamcatchers is for. So I hope everybody understands that, because now we have this clean slate where there's an environment that is focused on one thing: catching your dreams, getting your dreams. And dreams take work. Do you remember how all this started? If you want to set a goal and get a goal, we have to be in a solution-focused environment and not create the illusion that goals are attained by others helping you attain them. That's an illusion, okay? So I just want everyone here to know that you will 100% achieve your goals from one thing: committing to them and never turning back. In fact, you don't even have to be good at this. It's not going to come from inspiration. Support is helpful while you're in action, but can I get it? Does anybody, let's just get a buy-in in the chat right now. Put a 1 there if you understand in the chat box, a 1, and put a 2 if you want to have an argument with me, because then I'll know to kick you out of Dreamcatchers. Just kidding. but you understand what I'm saying. I love and appreciate all of you. And you know, I had a guy in my men's accountability group get into this conversation where he was saying he needs help and he can't get his mind wrapped around things. And I don't know, he might even be in here. And I said, he's asking for support. And I said, this is an accountability group. And I said, you either just do it or you don't. That's what this environment's for. So I love all of you. JC's giving all of you a hug before we start this right now. But guys, girls, it's time to win. It's time to win, right? We don't have time anymore. We have no more time left to contemplate winning. We have no more time left to assume the world is happening to us. Even when it is, we have to go anyway. And that's what this environment's for. Love and appreciate you, right? Big hugs. Nobody yell at JC. I get yelled at enough, all right? So let's get started here. So I made a little, for phase 2, I want to do a little bit of reality on these goals that we're setting, specifically in this environment for senior coach, executive director, and FIBC. So I just want to show you some things. Now, if you're listening to us from Singapore and you're not a US coach, right now, you can't do that. June 30th is when we open for business over there. So right now, you're still building candidate program. If you're a US coach in Singapore, you can do this. So let's see my little thingy here. Okay, so it's going to be a little bit of a review for some of you, but you need it. So that was my little talk about Dreamcatchers. We don't have to go over that again. And that's a pretty picture right there. You know, just remember what you're looking at right here, this woman right here, she's holding that up, and she's holding that up because everybody in the world that comes by you is a dreamer. And they're only going to find Optavia if you keep holding that up and you cast up this dream catcher. So when you go out tomorrow and you do your 3x3x3 and you're talking to people and you're meeting people and getting more no's than yeses, all you're really doing is you're casting out this beautiful net that has got all these different little sizes to fit. You know, people can pass through it and sometimes, but when a dream is ready, those people that are looking for something and are ready for change, because your shop is open, that's how this business works. So I just want to challenge everybody as we move forward. Do you let that dream catcher go to bed at night? Or have you cast out a net that never closes shop? Because that's what those people need. Those people, the chance that somebody's going to wake up tomorrow and be ready for change, it's so small and fragile. And that person needs you to be there and visible in that moment of clarity when they're ready, like I was, right? And if you are temperamental and not consistent with your casting out and letting people know about this thing, they're going to miss it. And it might be their only shot in their whole life. So call that obsessive, but I'm not closing my shop up ever because I don't know when they wake up. So we had an amazing April. You know, honestly, it was biggest growth ever. I'm not going to sit here and boast, but it was nuts what I saw all of you do. We had all these ranks happen, and it was amazing. So what we're going to do now is we're going to look at this time right now, from now until National Convention, and I'm going to say it again. If you're listening right now and you're hoping and dreaming and you're saying, I hope JC says something tonight that helps me grow my business, I want you to grasp hold of one thing. If you're not registered for National Convention, you're missing the whole point. You're missing the whole point. And that is not me trying to get as many people as I can to National Convention. If you have already said to yourself, I can't make it, I mean, I know a lot of people have great excuses, right? But I just don't want you to be fooled that you can grow this business without going to National Convention. So whatever it is that you got to do to move around, get there, miss one of the days there, figure out, start saving money. If you don't have money to get to National Convention, well then go executive director like your life depends on it and pay for it. But don't not go to convention. Okay, there's already over 10,000 people registered. I saw the numbers today, and I know what's going to happen there, and you don't want to miss it. Enough said. Okay, so let's just quickly talk about setting goals versus getting goals, right? A little bit of that. So I talk about this all the time. You got to have your dukes up. You got to know what your what and your why is as we move forward. If you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there. So that's why I say put up your dukes. First step is you got to know what is and why. What is it that you want to do with this business? What do you need from it and why? Lead by example. Mika and I, we are 100, and you just watch. If you don't believe it and you're not inspired yet, you just watch what we're going to do over the next 60 days. You know, I've already picked out the clothes that I want to wear for convention, and I need to change my body for them because they're a little bit crazy, and you guys know how I like to wear. So set your goal to lead by example. None of this stuff we're going to talk about matters if you're not leading by example. And what's cool about leading by example is all you got to do to build your business is invite others to come with you. You know, hey, who's coming? Like Jerry Maguire. Who's coming with me? Right? So another way of leading by example is are you on the leadership call? Are you on the leadership call tagging your team? Hey, who's on the leadership call? You know, and the training. Are you involved in the client community? I know most people aren't. Why? I look. Lois sees everybody, even on a busy night. There's not 4,000 people there, right? Are you taking advantage of these morning huddles that we have, which in my opinion are probably the biggest breakthrough we've ever had in our organization? You know, are you getting up a little bit earlier, maybe 5 minutes, and tapping into the source and ensuring that your day changes? Are you doing that, right? Leading by example is huge. So who are you talking to? So these are some of the systems checks things. We're not going to go over these tonight. But when we go through these things, when somebody says, JC, I'm stuck, I'm not growing my business, we go through these and I say, are you leading by example? Do you know, have you made a decision to do this? Let me see your list. Who are you talking to? What are you saying to these people? Right? So this is how we're going to base boot camp. Once you do speak to people, do you know how to share Optavia? Do you know when to share Optavia? Right? Do you know how to do an effective health assessment or explore call? So I want to stop right there quickly. And I want to, because everybody here tonight, you know, how many people are here? There's 31 people live here right now. Every single person on here tonight can be a global director or presidential director. Every single one of them. But it's going to require that you master all these skills. Not all at once, but I'll give you an example. Let's say you're out there talking to somebody and you're doing the 3x3x3, but you're not leading by example. Well, that's where you need to work. Let's say you're leading by example and you're doing all that stuff, but you haven't even decided what your goal is and why. That's where you need to go back. Let's say you do know your goal, your what, and your why. Let's say you're leading by example. Let's say you're talking to a whole bunch of people, but you're not really knowing what to say to them. Well, then that's the skill set that you have to work on. So business coaches, mentors, when you pour to your coaches, and if you're a coach and you need help and you need to be poured into, what you need is to peel the layers of the onion back to the skill set that you have yet to master or decide, and work there before you go to the next step. And that's why I say with conviction that every one of you can succeed at this if you do those things. Some of you just blow through some of these skill sets naturally, and you just absorb them, and you go out there and it's just like rains people. But most of us, no. I screwed this up so bad when I first started. The only reason I grew fast is because I talked to everybody. You know, I would say like 90% of people said no to me, but I didn't care. I wanted it so bad. So quality share, and also do you know when you finally do sign up a client or a coach, do you know how to get them started and get them started the right way? Clients to become integrated clients, tapped into the system. Do you have a system in place to let a client have the best possible chance of succeeding? I think that if you want to go back, if you want to hear a pivotal training, go back in Under Files and Movers and Shapers and find the one that Kevin and Becca Tinter did about supporting your clients. Mika and I blew our minds. We're changing everything about how we take care of clients now and start them. And also I did a whole document Under Files as well on getting health coaches started. Systems, right? And then supporting clients and coaches, duplication. You know, if you have 5 clients in your organization, your business right now, you have 1 or 2 coaches in your organization. You just don't know it yet, right? And it just duplicates like that. So all of these things, I show this to you before I go over these next couple of slides for Senior Coach, Executive Director, FIBC. I want you to take a long, hard look at this. And I just want you to look at this and just kind of go through this list all the way back to, have you made a decision that this is what you want, and do you know why? And is it so important to you that nothing can stop you? You know, people say to me, it's interesting because I speak to people about their dreams, and I'll talk to them about Optavia, and I have this tool to help you get healthy, happy, and wealthy. And they'll tell me what they want in life, but then they'll say something to me like this, you know, now's not a really good time. And I'm just thinking in my head, how could somebody have a dream and put a time limit on when is a good time to get it or not? Are they Nostradamus? Do they know like how long they have? So folks, get this systems check right here down pat. Don't skip a step, and you will be put in motion. I know a lot of you know what I'm talking about because there's people that started off real rough around the edges, didn't sign up any clients in the beginning and really struggled, and now they're manifesting these big businesses. It's because they one by one, with the support of their business coach and their mentor and the community, mastered these skill sets. And I'll tell you something right now, I'm constantly going back and mastering them again and again and again, because here's a little truth about JC. I'm really not that good at this. I just work harder than most people. Okay, so quick map review. The last time, you know, I mean, did you do your map, right? Did you fill out your map? If you're a senior coach or higher, if you're not a senior coach, you don't have that desire right now, or it's not ready. But, you know, did you set your goal, your current reality? Did you then, after that, set your desired state? Do you know how to do that, right? Do you know how to actually look at your business and say, this is my current reality, this is what I want, my rank? You can't do this on your own. You know, it's like a client that does the 5 and 1 on their own. Minimal success. You can't do this map on your own. You do it, you share it with your business coach. Did I do it right? Does it make sense? Right? So after we do that, do you know how to put your clients there, the ones that have full orders? Do you understand that that area right there in the map is to track senior coach teams? As you start building your coach teams, you'll notice that there's 5 or 6 slots there for people to start tracking senior coaches. Why? Because that's some of the components of blended or FIBC. What's this little handy dandy column there for? Well, every 5 clients that you have, you should be identifying 1 or 2 health coaches. And if you're looking at that column, if you have a whole column of clients or even 5 or 10 clients and you have no names in that middle column, you have not put on your Optavia goggles yet. And you have not started to identify that coaching and paying it forward is going to be in the best interest of those clients. And also maybe you just didn't identify what makes a good coach. Maybe you need to talk to your business coach about that. What makes a good, because let's face it, if you want to build that freedom, financial freedom, time freedom, and also, not work all the time and build this life that you can hang out with your kids and travel and all that stuff, you got to build a team. You can't do it on your own. So maybe right now, if that is your stuck point, you don't have coach candidates, maybe you need to make a list with your business coach about what makes a good coach candidate and what kind of people you want to work with. So that's the map. And then also I went through this, the whiteboard, right? You're going to see me mention things like this. I just took a little snapshot. That's the whiteboard demo that I did for some of you. It's a vision board and it's a whiteboard, right? We have this whole video. If you don't know what that is, we'll get it to you. But basically, it's a dry erase board that's in front of my face every day. This is an example for someone going FIBC. And, we're just going through this process and making sure that everybody has the opportunity of looking at this thing every single day, okay? Points review, right? I want to make sure everybody knows what the points review are. Now, remember, I said that the goal is going to be to grow your business 2 to 3 points this month, right? Here we are in May. We just had a huge April, and we're going to grow our business 2 to 3 points. So let's make sure we understand what that means. It doesn't necessarily equate to a rank. You might actually grow your business 2 to 3 points this month and be the same rank, but a stronger version of it. So let's cover this, right? Learn to build your business based on points right now. So there's 2 ways of getting points. One of them is if your client volume, your frontline volume, FLV, goes up 1,200. That's one way of getting a point. So how many points would you have if you had 3,600 in frontline volume? You'd have 3 points, right? The other way you can get a point is by building a senior coach component of your business, right? So you sign up a coach, you help that coach go senior coach, which is 5 clients or 12 and 1,200, right? So that coach, when they go senior coach, they get a point because they sign up 5 clients and have over 1,200. That becomes a point for you. So what happens if you have $3,600 in client volume and 1 senior coach team? How many points is that? Take a second and think about it. So that's 3 points for the volume, 3,600, 3 increments of 1,200, and then 1 senior coach team. That's 4 points for you. So just go down the list right there. You see that a director has 4 points. But in that case, you get 3 points from your frontline volume and 1 from your senior coach. That's called a blended path. So blended path is really important because as you're going to see, the real bigness and duplication of this business is when you get to a point where you're training people to take care of the masses of people. That's where the freedom comes from. I was in Asia talking to a big shot at New Skin who's thinking about jumping ship and coming over because he makes about the same amount of money as me, but he has 200,000 distributors he's got to take care of. 200,000. Think about how nuts that is. And I told him how many I had, and he's like, you got to explain this to me, right? We're actually helping people get healthy, folks, right? So really start to embrace this. And I want you to look at your business. If you're a brand new coach, then you can set your goal for senior coach, or you can set your goal for this month to grow 2 to 3 points, and that could be a manager or an associate director, right? Once you're a manager and an associate director, you're right within range of going executive director, which is a big one. How many points is executive director? 5 points. Let's just give you a couple of scenarios. If you have 3 increments of 1,200, 3,600, and 2 senior coaches, there's 5 points. If you have $6,000 in frontline volume, client volume. That's 5 increments of 1,200. That's 5 points, but that's not blended, right? We always want to make sure that we're building our business with clients and with coaches. That's the long-term success right there. For those of you that are not building a team and just going for that $6,000 executive director business, it's nice. You make $1,800 from it, but it's something that you're going to have to maintain, and you're going to have to depend on those new clients coming in all the time. You build a team, you're going to be able to relax a little bit more, right? So I want you to look at this one right here, because there's also this new reality. Let's say you are an executive director, frontline volume-wise or blended. Where do you go next? Well, the next rank up from executive director would be fully integrated business coach, which would be an ED with 5 senior coach legs. But maybe the next step for you this month is to grow your 5-point executive director business by 2 to 3 points. How are you going to do that? Well, you could maybe break another senior coach, right? And widen your senior coaches, get closer to that FIBC, or maybe even build your frontline volume from 6,000 to 7,200, right? And get another point that way. But I want everybody right here looking at this. Here's the point about the points. Set a goal. I keep on getting these goals, and I keep telling everybody the same thing: dream bigger. If you're a manager right now, or you were last month, and you've set your goal to go to associate director and just grow your business a point, dream bigger. If you're a director, or if you're an associate director, you're an executive director this month if you go after this. Dream bigger. Everybody dream bigger. What do you have to be afraid of by dreaming bigger? One thing, that you're going to fail. Who cares? Who cares? You already know that everybody that's ever reached the top has failed their way there. So you know what? Go fail some more. Go fail some more, would you? Right? I'm telling you, I sit at this table full of successful people, and they're the biggest failures I've met in my life. So why should you be any different? Don't be afraid of failing. It's part of success. Okay? So let's go over some of these ranks, right? We're going to start not just setting goals, but getting goals. So for all you new coaches, so where should you be if you want to be a senior coach this month? Well, you should be a new coach, or you should be someone that does not yet have 5 clients and 1,200 in volume. So your goal for the month, right, would be to grow your business 6 to 8 clients and 2 coaches. Why would you want to automatically start thinking about bringing in coaches? Well, why not? Why did you become a coach? Stop for a second, take out a piece of paper, brand new coaches. Stop for a second, take out a piece of paper, and write down why you became a coach. What is the value that becoming a coach brings to you? And then ask yourself, why wouldn't you tell anybody else that, right? So yeah, right away, you start identifying people. You don't have to know what to say to them. That's why you're working with your business coach and your support team. 6 to 8 clients coming in and 2 coaches. So visualize the goal. Remember that I'll show you now just quickly. That's what this is when you put your circles there, right? Visualize the goal. You write your name, you write your goal up there, draw the circles, and visualize the goal by drawing, say, 8 circles, and then 2 circles for the senior coach, for the coaches that you're going to bring into your organization. You create those circles, and then you ask yourself, where are they going to come from? You know, when you set a goal and you visualize it, you say, where are these people going to come from? Then you realize that that's why you're going to spend all of your time on filling the funnel, right? So if you're a brand new coach, they're probably going to come from your friends and family. And they're going to come from that group, your Christmas card list. They're going to come from that group of people that you're in contact with, that you're going to do practice health assessments and things like that. But they're also going to start, even in your first month, come from that idea of doing the 3x3x3. We'll go over that at another time. But in essence, it's just this simple idea of getting the word out, maybe starting with that first post, a before and after picture, or you just became a coach, letting everybody know, but posting consistently within the realm of what it is that you'd stand for. You know, for me, it's family, it's personal growth, it's, you know, living life to the fullest, and health transformation, right? So you're going to fill the funnel, friends and family. This is to go senior coach. You're going to start to do the 3x3x3, post at least 3 times a day, every day. Start 3 conversations a day, which could be, hi, my name's JC, then run away. That's a conversation. And then the other one is going to be, the posting. So you're going to be starting 3 conversations. You're going to meet 3 people a day, and then the posting 3 times a day, 3x3x3. So I write 10 health assessments there because I've done this. If you haven't been in the morning group, I'm going to do it for you right now. You could set a goal to do 10 health assessments in this month. But you know what? You could do 10 health assessments any day you decide. If you look at a health assessment right here, and I got one in my hand, you'll notice that the first question to start a health assessment is, what is your name? So my philosophy is every single person that I meet in this 3x3x3 or whatever I do, it's about the urgency. Anytime I find out somebody's name, I've started a health assessment. So just think bigger. Think bigger. A lot of times people don't do health assessments because they think they have to sit down in front of somebody at Starbucks with a piece of paper and their success finder and talk to them for 30 minutes. Health assessment is a conversation that's about them and autonomy supportive. So the strategy for senior coach, roll up your sleeves and work with your business coach and follow through and be consistent. It's that easy. I want to challenge everybody's mindset right now. If you're a brand new coach, you could be a senior coach in even a week from now if you really, really rolled up your sleeves and partnered with your coach and let everybody know about this and did those practice health assessments. If you're a business coach and you're building a blended path and you're signing up coaches, why do you think it takes 30 days or more for your coach to go senior coach? When somebody buys their kit and really launches this thing, why can't somebody go senior coach in a week or 2? So expand your mind, think bigger, dream bigger. So some tips for senior coach: if you want to get serious about your dreams and your goals, and you want want excellent support, think about what I said there. If you really want to take this seriously and you want to get the best support that this company has, get serious and follow through. When you say you're going to do something, do it. Watch how your team rallies behind you. As we move through this month right now, the coaches that are going to get the most attention from their teams are not the ones that are going to be saying, I need some help. I need a kick in the ass. I need, I need to get my mind straight. That's not how you're going to get attention. You're going to get attention from just doing the work. And you're going to get support and you're going to move very fast because the people in your support team have done this. So get serious, follow through, and you're going to get everything you need, and communicate with your support team daily. Now, if you're not communicating with your support team daily, well, guess what? That's fine, but it probably means that you haven't set a goal that's really important to you, right? So I'm going to move a little bit faster, but this is the next step, executive director, right? So for all of you that are managers to directors, remember in the points, right? Managers to directors have like 2 to 4 points. Could be blended or whatever. So if you're a manager, associate director, or a director this month, your goal for this month is definitely well within reach to go executive director. If you don't do it this month, you'll get it next month. But if you really go after this the same way, you want to grow your business from 2 to 4 points to 5 to 7 points. Now it says March 31st. That's a mistake. This is from a previous training. So think about growing your business to 5 to 7 points from wherever it is now by the end of this. It should say May 31st, okay? Growing 2 to 3 points, okay? So keep visualizing the goal. So on my wall, how do I grow my business 2 to 3 points? Same way as the senior coach. I'm bringing in the same amount of clients, and I'm bringing in those 1 to 2 coaches, right? Where do they come from? Same place. Your dry erase board, your list, all these people, your 3x3x3 funnel filling, but be very, very clear that to grow your business from 2 to 4 points to 5 to 7, which minimally would get you to executive director, which is a huge accomplishment, you need to build your business another 2 to 3 points. So if you're manager to director, set your goal, your trajectory with your business coach right away to executive director. Strategy, shift your mindset. Shift your mindset to the full offering. Roll up your sleeves as always and do the work with your business coach. Follow through and be consistent. But you're going to need to shift your mindset. Think a little bit bigger. Start offering the full offering. And you know what the truth is about the full offering? We have 4 components, right? But we really have 5 components. And only coaches really understand what that 5th component is. And that is when you start to pay it forward and help other people, everything about the goal you set to get healthy goes through the roof. So that's the full offering. So that doesn't mean that we're selling people on coaching, but we're starting to think, how will coaching help this person get what they want? And they have health goals, your clients, but they also have all these things in their lifestyle that were causing their health challenges. How will health coaching help those things? Start expanding your mind in this move to executive director to open up to that full offering. Tips, still running everything by experienced support team. You know, I'll tell you something. I'm looking at some people here that are as high as global director, and they still, to this day, almost every day, run things by their support team. Why wouldn't anybody else do that? It's the system that works. I'll tell you something. If I had somebody offering me that help every day, I would use it every single day. Not waste their time, but every day. So run everything. Run systems checks on your funnel filling, right? If you're looking to go executive director right now, look at that systems check we went over and say, what am I doing right and what could I do better? Always look to refine and master those skills. You know, your brand, how does your Facebook, I would be asking my coach, look at my Facebook page. Does it make sense? If someone comes to say hello, if I start an interaction with someone and they go to my Facebook page, do they understand what it is? Is it clear that if somebody wakes up and they're ready to change, am I the person? Live by your map and think ahead, looking towards the next step of building senior coach teams towards FIBC. So make the morning huddles. You know, I mean, here's my thought on that. I don't like getting up early in the morning, and I don't like not staying in bed and all that stuff, but I know how effective it is in getting to my goals. So I do it every day, religiously. So get to the morning huddles. And if you look at it and say, that's a little bit too much, I just want you to think right now. I want you to write out your goal and your dream and attach it to your family and this precious little time of life. Just visualize that goal that you have set and your destiny, your calling, and all that stuff. And then look at that statement that we sometimes say, that's a little bit much. You know, I don't want to get carried away, right? My suggestion to you is if you want to live out your dream life, get carried away with it. Turn the TV off. Stop looking at the Facebook feed. Stop learning about politics. They're not changing. They're only getting worse, right? And just get a little bit obsessed with your dreams and your goals. That's the way it's done when you're ready. So make those morning huddles, make the Monday night leadership calls, and national convention, non-negotiables. So let's look at this last step, FIBC, which is fully integrated business coach. So how do we set it and get it? Well, if you've gone through the steps, right, like that we just did before, where should you be to be within reach of getting this FIBC? Sometimes we set goals, like if you're an executive director and you have a senior coach, you have 6,000 as an executive director and you have 2 senior coach businesses, that's a 7-point ED business, right? You're on your way to FIBC, but what are the chances that you're going to hit 3 more senior coaches this month, right? So build your business to a 7 to 9 point executive director business before you really go after FIBC. That's where it is. So just think about it this way, a 7 to 9 point executive director business, you know, what do I say right here? 3,600, that's actually not accurate right there. So forget about that. But just 7 to 9 points could be like 6,000 in frontline volume and 2 or 3 senior coach legs, or maybe 7,200 in frontline volume and 2 senior coach. Those people are ready to go FIBC, right? And also, I suggest that before you go fully integrated business coach, you have the people in place. If it's week 2 and you have 3 senior coach businesses on your team and you don't even have 2 candidates to go senior coach, it's probably not this month. I mean, anything's possible, but we need to really fill the funnel and have candidates to hit these marks. So your goal for the month would be to reach a business that's 10 to 13 points, right? Once again, by May 31st. And that's how you're going to start moving towards that FIBC. If you are a 7 to 9 point executive director, I guess my point in this is you should be able to go to a national convention as an FIBC, maybe even with an executive director team on your business, a fully integrated regional director. So just think about where you're at. Same thing, visualize, funnel fill. You know, I always say set a goal to bring in like 7 clients, 2 coaches in a month, always filling the funnel. Friends and family, all that stuff, you know, 10 health assessments. You notice they're the same thing. The only thing new here is you're starting to do more of these explore calls. You're starting to identify more health coach candidates, and you're starting to work, because your frontline volume is probably nice and zesty. It's somewhere between like 9,000 and 10,000. It's strong, and you've got a lot of health coach candidates there, and you're starting to do with your business coach a lot of explore calls, which means allowing people to see what it would be like to become a coach and explore coaching. So your strategy, again, embrace that full offering, shift that mindset, and start having that team building mindset. If you're not looking to build a team, you're not going to build a team. So you not only have to embrace the full offering, but start building that team building mindset, and then rinse and repeat. What that means is when you bring in a coach and you help them go senior coach, you're going to help them go to manager, associate director, build their business 2 to 3 points, embrace the full offering, and build a team as well. So some of the tips just to close out, same concept as executive director, but now you're thinking duplication. Think about that. That's a big shift. So for all of you that are kind of in that realm where you're about to go, you're on a 1 to 3 month run right now to go FIBC, you need to be thinking duplication. And here's what I mean by that. If you're bringing in coaches and helping them go senior coach, but not realizing that you need to also help them progress to the next steps, that's duplication. Because if you go FIBC with 6,000 in frontline volume and 5 senior coaches, what are you going to do next month when somebody just, you know, decides to stop being a coach? So what we need to do with FIBC is look to duplicate. So in truth, for all of you that are about to go FIBC in 1 to 3 months, by the time you go FIBC, you should see 1 or 2 coaches at or very close to executive director, because you're duplicating it, right? Call that the deep end of the pool. So it's the same concept, but now we're thinking duplicating, and you're not, remember, your team is not your team. You're partnered with those coaches and those clients for their goals. What you're really starting to do now is recognize that you're not just leading people, you're developing leaders. That's a big shift in your mindset. If I remain in control of my clients and coaches, meaning they can't do anything without me because I have not given them everything that I know, I'm not developing them into leaders. I'm keeping them controlled because I want to play the role of the hero. My goal for anybody that I bring into this is I want to transfer and hand them the keys to everything I know so that they can go out and do this bigger and better than me. So I can sit in the back of the room and see them getting all the glory, and then walk up to them and say, are you developing leaders, right? Or are you just the leader? So it's not your team, right? It's our team. It's our family, and you're partnering with them. Once again, make the morning huddles. Rinse and repeat this stuff. I don't care how big and famous you get. You're still making the morning huddles, the Monday night leadership calls, and national convention is a non-negotiable. So I'm pretty impressed with the fact that I did that with like half a brain cell right now. I hope that you guys got that information. If you're a brand new coach, you might have started saying, whoa, ED and FIBC. I just wanted to give you a little bit of a visual of what's down the road, right? If you're about to go FIBC, you might have needed that refresher on the systems check and the senior coaches rank. But the last thing I'll say is this. You'll notice every single step of the way, it says do the work. It says be consistent. It says never close up your shop. It says make the morning huddles, the Monday night leadership call, the trainings, use the client community. Those are the things that every one of you can do. You can do the do and do it with consistency regardless of how well you do it. and your experience level. And what I love to say is, I realize in life now, I don't have any time for experience, right? Because I don't know how much time I have. So I'm just going to go. So for all of you that want to take that lead and invite people to come, you can use this environment for your business, but join us in these accountability groups, start your own, go full on program, whatever your program is, full on program. And don't do it for a day and ask everybody to believe that you've done it. Prove to yourself and everybody around you, create an energy around you that you are in business now. You're serious about this, because all these people out there are so fed up with people saying they're going to do things and never doing it. Be that unique unicorn that says they're going to do something and follows through. All of these things we do, like morning huddles and all that, those are practice grounds for you to do that. I want to read just quickly something, just so I don't get it wrong. Valerie Bercier said this. She was just talking about, she goes, I always got to stay grounded with my goals. She just sent this to me. Always got to stay grounded with my goals and intentions. She says, the universe has to always know how to support my highest intentions. I love that, because what she's saying is she's constantly going at this to make sure that the universe always knows she's serious. Why? So the universe showers her with everything that she wants. That's the way the world works, and it works no other way. Love and appreciate you guys. I will see you tomorrow morning. Even if I'm half dead, I'll be there, right? I'm all in, and I hope all you guys are too. Love you.